Hey guys, it's Kelly. Have you been on the fence about starting an Etsy shop? Like, you're so ready, but you're just not sure how to do it? This video is for you. Do you want to know why? Because I'm opening my second shop today. So that gives me the opportunity to walk you through step by step how to open up a shop. And you're going to be surprised about how easy it really is. So the things that you're going to want to try to get to know in advance are, what do you want your shop name to be? Look into that. See if you can find, some ideas. Make sure no one owns the name that you want. So I'm going to walk you through step by step, literally from start to finish of opening your shop. Now, there will be a lot to do after we open, but I just want to get you over that ledge, make you take that leap of faith of opening your shop. You guys, you won't be disappointed. Is it work? Yes. But today I'm going to show you how easy it is just to start. And generally, anything in life, the first thing you have to do is just simply start. So that's what we're going to do today. So follow along. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. And you guys, I want to know your shop names because I want to support you, and I hope everybody that's watching will do the same. So even if you're a seasoned shop or if you're opening one today, put your shop in the comments. I can't wait to check out what you're working on and hopefully find something to shop for as well. You guys, let's do this. Okay, so the crazy thing is I literally recorded this entire thing and there was no sound. So you're going to see my picture up here in the corner and boo, it's not going to match my words. But to open a second Etsy shop, you see right here, you literally just go and click your account, sign out, sign in, click register. We're going to use a different email address because that is the only way Etsy allows you to have another account. It has to be associated with another email. And then we're going to click sell on Etsy. We're going to click open your Etsy shop. And then we're going to follow these steps together. So we're going to work on this together. So here we go. So again, you do have to have a second email. Now you can use all the same bank accounts. That stuff is not a big deal. So we're going to click on that. And again, it just kind of goes straight from Etsy. So we know they're okay with us doing this because they detail it here exactly how to open a second one. So you can see right here, you can use the same credit card or bank information as your other shop, but you do have to have a different email address as from your other Etsy shop. And then it goes into talking about web browsers. Etsy is not going to allow you to be two shops open in the same web browser. So for instance, you can have, down here, I've got the Windows Edge, or you can have Chrome. So Chrome is an option. So I will probably have one of my shops that when I open my computer, I'll always have on Edge. And then I'm looking over here in my menu, and the second one I can always open up into Chrome. So for today, we're just going to open this one right here in the program and browser that I'm already in. But that is one way that you can have two of them open, just switch browsers, because you can have both browsers on your computer as well. So yes, you can have more than one shop. You can have as many as you want, as long as they each have their own email address and as long as all of them are compliant with Etsy's seller policies. They also have an Etsy U class that you can see listed right here. If you click on the enroll in the Etsy U, this is really cool. It's got an event calendar. You can subscribe to this. It's just a way that you can learn more education-based things for sellers. So, I'm going to go ahead and do it. You just put your name in, your email, your shop name, and here's all the different things that, topics that you can learn, like social media, SEO, ads, photography, branding, holidays. That's all really, so let's do it. Like seriously, I'm adding myself right now. All right, Kelly Payne, here's my email. And I want to put one that's associated with the shop that I already have open. So that's Kelly at Embroidery Nurse, if I can spell it right the first time. And then my shop name that I already own is Embroidery Nurse, if I can spell it again. And then I'm just going to select down here things that I think are important. Of course, English speaking is my language and I am in the US. But certainly social media, SEO, ads, photography, branding, preparing for the holidays, trends, shipping, customer service, getting started on Etsy, star seller. Those aren't as important. So I'm just going to go ahead and submit. All right, all set. I am enrolled in the program, so that's exciting. So I think that's going to be great. So that's the enroll in the Etsy U program. So now let's get back to what we were here for, right? I'm going to open up my Etsy shop that I have right now and just follow what it said to do. So the first thing it wants you to do is to sign out so that we can start new. Now we're going to go back and what did it say to do next? Okay, click sign in, click register. All right, so back to my Etsy. Now we're going to click sign in and register, the top button. Great. So create your account. So again, this has got to be a different email address, and I have lots of them. So this one's going to be kelly@embroideryaid.com. And then I'm going to put my first name. I'm going to put my password. I got to think of something creative because I hate passwords so much. And it's going to save it in my computer, which is perfect because that will help me sign in later. Password is saved. So let's now figure out what our next step is. Back to our, okay, click sell on Etsy and then open your Etsy shop. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go back. Let's see, drop down. Oh, that's a good idea. Sell on Etsy. Perfect. All right, millions of shoppers can't wait to see what we have in store. Well, that's good. All right, so let's see if we go down a little bit more here. Oh, perfect. Start selling today. Open your Etsy shop. All right, so here's our shop preferences. It's the first thing they want us to start with. So English is the language that we're going to be using here. Shop country, United States. We do want the currency to be the United States dollar. And this asks, you know, what best describes us. It says this is just an FYI. And I do selling is my full-time job. So we can save that and continue. All right, naming your shop. Here's where you truly have to figure out what you want your shop to be. I know I want mine to be Embroidery Aid. I have looked. I saw that no one had that name already, so that's awesome. You can check the availability, and it's going to tell me, yay, it's available. So be creative with what you choose. I was seeing if you could put a space here, but you can't. All Etsy shops can have, you know, just letters or numbers, but no spaces. So perfect. Embroidery Aid is what I wanted. So I'm happy that, that it's still available and no one's grabbed it since I last looked. So now we can just hit save and continue. All right, now we're going to stock our shop. This is where we're going to put at least 10 listings. Honestly, you only need to have one to start, but they suggest that you do 10. So we're going to add as many listings as we can. For the purpose of today, we're just going to add one. So here's how you add a new listing. This is the same as, you know, any shop that you are a part of. This is the same screen that you're going to come to. And right here, these photos are what sell your items. And I love it. They have an area where you can put a primary photo, and then you can show every angle of your products. Right here is one angle, another angle where you can show detailed pictures, where you can show your item in use, where you can show the size and scale of your item, where you can show it styled and different variations. Pictures are what sell your items on Etsy. You have to make sure these are top notch because this is how you are going to be compared against other shops. So it is so important that these pictures are top notch. So I'm going to go ahead and look for and figure out what listing I might start with. You can see this is going to be a shop for supplies. So I've already downloaded some of the pictures of all the different Isocore threads that I'm going to have. But then I also have fabric that I've also already gotten pictures from. I've got stabilizers, I've got fabric, I've got, you know, all different colors that I'll have. And then I do have some areas down here where I've got some bundles of fat quarters and fabric rolls and just some different options for buying fabric. These are all the different things that I am going to add, but I just want to pick one that's going to be pretty simple just so we can get our first listing up, and I'm going to show you how easy that is. So I think what I'm going to pick is, why don't we just focus on doing one of the fabrics? I think that'll be easier for us to start with. And to start, I literally only have one picture, but it'd be nice to, you know, moving forward to find some more pictures that I could add, maybe of the bolt of the fabric, or, you know, showing it just, you know, in different ways, because just having one picture doesn't really showcase too much. but for fabric, that's normally okay. Here's where you can add a video. Now, again, videos are things that Etsy is really kind of leaning towards. This is where you could, you know, and you're moving close to an item. All right, listing details. So this is where you're going to tell the world about your item and why they are going to love it. So I'm just going to write light pink fabric by the yard. All right, who made it? Well, I guess another company or person did. I didn't really make fabric. What is it? It is a finished product or a supply. I'm sorry, it's a supply. And I'm going to say, I guess, recently because it's all new. So it's not like it's a vintage thing or anything. Categories are big for finding things on Etsy. So I'm just going to type in, I think I'm just going to type in fabric and see how it pulls that up. And it will start to do some smart technology to find it. Perfect. Here we go. Craft supplies, fabric and notions, fabric. That's exactly the category, that fits best for this particular, item. So perfect. And then it says right here, shoppers will find this item in all these categories: craft supplies and tools, sewing and fiber, sewing and needlepoint, quilting, fabric, sewing, visual arts. These are perfect. These are exactly, other opportunities for people to find me. All right, so now craft type, you can select up to 5. Embroidery is where I plan to use this for applique work and whatnot. Also could probably pick quilting because these are quilting fabrics. Sewing for sure. Fabric is always good for that. When it comes to some of these other ones, it's not really upholstery fabric. I might just leave the rest blank and just use those 3 because those are very specific to this. So we'll just leave it at that, just 3. You don't have to have 5. So, all right, primary color. Well, that's easy. We know the primary color is pink, so that will help narrow down when someone's looking for fabric. Secondary color, that's optional. Primary fabric, anything you select here will be on the listing page. In all reality, it says over here it's optional. And so since we don't see cotton, I don't believe, on this list, I think this is just an area that we're going to leave blank because cotton does not fall in those categories. So all of those are optional. We're going to leave them blank for now. When it talks about pattern, this is a solid. So let's see if that's an option. Yep, there's solid. So it's a solid fabric if that's what someone's looking for. Fabric technique. I mean, we could say applique. It does say this is optional. We don't have to. But since that is what I use it for, embroidery is certainly, I'm not sure if that's exactly what the technique is that they're talking about, but we'll leave it like that. The purpose, crafting, fashion, home decor, that's optional as well. So I don't want, I don't know. I think we might just leave that blank because there's so many options of what it could be or purposes it could be. So we're going to leave that blank too. I've never done a fabric, so this is new to me to, learn how to actually list it. But it's great that it has all these options already preloaded. So when we're talking about length, yards is how I do measure. And we're going to say that we are going to offer variations because I want them to be different sizes. So the price will vary based on the length and the yards that we get. So we want to click on the prices will vary. And we can update that. Yards is already there, so I think that's good. Cut the size, yes. Fat quarters, those are something I'll offer. Let's see, occasion and holidays, obviously, I don't want to narrow it down too much to that because they really could be used for anything. I always do automatic renewal, and this is a physical, tangible item. I put in my description, this is a Quilter's Cotton Solid, pre-shrunk, color fast, 100% cotton, and it's available in 35 colors because that's how many I'll be offering. The section, that's important too. Tags are great. You can have up to 13 tags, and that's how you can be found. We'll start with just like pink fabric, applique fabric. Have to be creative with these. Quilting fabric, because it could be used for that. You got to think of all the uses this could have. Light pink fabric, if someone's looking specifically for a lighter pink. Fabric by the yard, that would be a good one. And I'm going to have to do some research and look around at some of the other shops and see what keywords are working for pulling sales in. So I definitely will have to do some work on this afterwards, but that's a good start. So we'll keep thinking on some of those. Let's see, cotton fabric, that would be a good one. And then next materials, I can say cotton because that's what this is. Inventory and pricing, again, the pricing is going to depend on our variations. So let's go back and revisit that. So we're going to add the variations. We've got yards. Okay, so from the drop down here, this one's a little confusing of me trying to figure this out, but we're going to figure it out together while we watch. Okay, here, I'm just going to type in, oh, it doesn't like when you use the backspace. So I guess we can just say half a yard. Let's see if that works. Nope, doesn't like that either. It wants numbers, numericals. So we could just say 1 yard, I guess. Add that. Okay, and then we could say like 0.5. I don't think we'll add 2 because if someone wanted multiple, they could just add it a couple of times. So 0.5 we could add. So that's all right. It's kind of funny. I wish I could say the whole words, and then I really don't like the fourth of a yard being like that. But all right, for now it'll work, and I'm going to, again, go revisit how other people have it and see if there's a better way for me to list it, because there probably is. So I'm going to update that. Perfect. They're all visible. And now is when I can designate the price for what these particular links will be. And I might change this because I do need to do a little more market research and figure out, you know, what they can be. But I'm going to put in some numbers now, like $7 for a yard, $4 for half a yard, and then, you know, a quarter of a yard. I'm just going to throw, I don't know, like $2 in there for now. And then I'm going to go back and revisit and see, you know, what the competition is charging for the same items. Here's where you can add personalization, but for supplies, that's not going to be needed. Here's where we're going to answer all the questions about shipping, all the different shipping options. So I do like that it's calculated. I'm going to put my own zip code in here so it knows where the origin is. Processing time, this is where you determine how fast you're going to get things out. When it comes to fabric and supplies, there's not much I need to do. I could do 1 or I could do 1 to 2 business days. That gives me a little bit of leverage. I'm going to choose just to ship it in actually the United States only. I really haven't sold outside of the United States just because there are so many different things to do and keep up with when you do that. I don't want to have just North America. I want to make sure that it's just the United States. So good, it's selected that way. So that is the only place I am going to sell for now. Shipping services, it already has 6 mail classes that people can choose from if they want to have things shipped quicker. Free shipping, that's, you know, an option, but not something I'm going to be using here. Handling fee, not something I charge. So we're going to save that shipping profile, and you can name a shipping profile. That way you can find it later and reuse it. So I'm going to say 1 to 2 days and calculated. So that will help me know that this is the 1 to 2 day processing time and it's calculated. So perfect. You can see now I have an actual shipping option, and it's the only one I have right now, but as I add different things, I might want to add different shipping options when I list things. Item weight. This one's kind of confusing when it comes to this. I'm not exactly sure what I need to put here, and I'm going to have to do a little research because some of the items, if it's a whole yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, are going to be heavier than if someone just bought half a yard of fabric. So I'm really going to have to do, you know, some due diligence to figure out with my different variations what, you know, the different weights should be. But for now, I'm just going to have to put something in and, like I said, do a little bit of research on what needs to be in this area. So again, it's 1 to 2 days calculated, shipping. I'm just going to say, you know, just for this, it's gonna be like 2 ounces maybe. Like, I'm thinking really light. I mean, we're talking fabric. I can understand if this was something that didn't have variations, but the variations is kind of confusing, and it's gonna make me have to select something. So I'm just gonna put something in for our example now, and just put in what the item would be when it's packaged. And we're good. I'm going to preview it and see what others will see. So there's that pink fabric, and it's got the information on the bottom that we've entered. It's got $2 plus because that's showing you there are variations. And right here you can see the different options. I don't like that it doesn't say yards on there, so I might really need to look more into that. But for now, we're just going to say save and continue, and keep trying to dive a little bit deeper into this and make sure that we have everything that we need. So we're saying save and continue, and there you go. We've got our very first listing. Of course, we want to put more on there, but for today's purposes of just opening the shop, we'll start with this one light pink fabric. So we're going to say save and continue. And this is right here. It's saying our account is unconfirmed. So I need to go to my email and confirm that. That way we'll have access to all things, Etsy. So I'm going to open up my email provider right here, which is, let's see, this email is an Outlook. So I'm going to open that up and let's see. I'm going to confirm my account. Done. And good. It says right there that my account is all set. You've confirmed your email. Great. All right. So back to where we were at. So we're going to go back to how you'll get paid. So this is important and you need to have all this information ready. I'm not going to show you all my information here, but this is for tax purposes. They want to know what type of seller you are. Are you an individual or an incorporated business? This is where you can choose, for tax reasons, what Etsy needs to know moving forward. And then it's going to talk about where they want to know just a little bit more about yourself, what your country of residence. So we're going to pick United States here. And again, I don't know why it's asking again, but we're going to put name, Kelly, last name, Payne, date of birth. I'm not shy here. I'm June 30th, and I'm going to have to go way down on the wheel for 1977. Oh, that gets longer and longer, doesn't it? Last four of my social. We're not going to do that while we're all watching. And here's where I'm going to add my home address and where my bank is located just for purposes of that. And then I'll show you the next screen because after I fill in that information, then we'll do save and continue. Now they want to know where we should deposit our funds. And so this is where you're going to need to get your routing number and your account number from your bank. And make sure you have those in. Now, if you're a business, this should be your business account so that you can keep that separate from your personal account. If you don't have, a separate business account, then just put your regular routing and account information in and then hit save and continue. Okay, so now we're going to set up our billing, and this is how we will pay our Etsy bills. Hopefully your sales will do this for you, but this is where we're going to add our credit card information. So you need to add your credit card number, expiration date, and your billing address. So once you fill those details out, then we'll be ready to open up our shop. So this literally is the next thing to do before you open up your shop. So go ahead and fill all that in and then click this button on the bottom. Now we literally have opened shop. You can see everything right here. It's official. You can see Embroidery Aid's name. You can see the one little pink fabric that we've added to our shop. But this is where we really need to go and customize how our shop is going to look to others when they first type in Embroidery Aid and find us. So we're going to work on several different things here, and I want to go through each one of these things individually. So we really just need to dive in and make this more personable. So this is where we're going to add our logo. This is where we're going to add a picture of ourselves so people know that, who they're buying something from. And this is an important area. We're going to add shop policies. We're going to add, shipping statistics. These are really good things that that are going to work for us. So we're going to hit edit shop. And we're just going to start. Here's all the things on our dashboard. We can add our title. We can describe our shop. And I already have a slogan for Embroidery Aid. It's tips, tricks, and tools of the trade in machine embroidery. So let's add that here. And this is actually searchable in Google too. So it's important to make sure this is really saying what you do. Oh, I need one more letter. So I'm going to take out that comma, even though that's grammatically correct, and add it there. We've got all 55 characters used for that. And right there, it's telling you that Google search results, that's the preview of how you will be found with your shop. So that's good. So tips, tricks, and tools of the trade of machine embroidery. That's perfect. Now that tells people what they're going to find when they come to Embroidery Aid. And that's really the purpose of that tagline. So we're going to save that. And let's see, you can see it right here. It's already located. So now location, so I'm just going to type in North Carolina because it doesn't recognize my town, but it recognizes North Carolina. So we'll stick with that. So you see up there now, we've got our area. Now we're going to do this right here. This is where it shows a picture of myself, which is what's recommended. I'm going to go into my photos. Let me see if I can find something that will. All right, why don't we use this one? This was a picture that was taken for Embroidery Aid. If I don't see anything that's a little closer, I don't think so. So that one should work. Let's put that in there. We're making this shop mine and giving, a personal touch by including my photo once it finally loads itself. Maybe, maybe, maybe. All right, there it goes. Well, it's not very centered, but, for now that will work. I probably need to work on getting one that has my face a little more centered in there because it doesn't let me drag it around anywhere. But for now, let's just work with that. That's no big deal. So you can see, perfect. I'm already over there on the side. I am a real person, so that works for now. We're going to want to do our logo, so we're going to edit shop again. And we're going to click on the logo section, which is right here to the left of your name. And we're going to choose a file. So let me see if I can find my logo now. Again, I save things with weird names and weird places, so sometimes I make it a little more difficult. That is my logo that was made for a Facebook banner right there, but I'd like to find it where it's just one. So let me find it now. So that one should work. Let's see if I can just make it a little bit bigger. Don't really know how, that doesn't really let me resize that too much, or make it smaller in a smaller section. I would like to resize it a little bit, but let's select that and see kind of what we get. I mean, it looks good. It's just small, so I might have to work on that a little bit more. And I can tinker with that, but that's fine. So that is my logo. So that's where we want it to be, and I'm fine with it being there for now. And there's my face. There is my tagline. There is my location. We're doing awesome. All right, so that's pretty much the basis of the personalization on, the start. We can add a shop announcement. So here, just saying something very simple to your customers when they arrive. Thank you so much for, what am I going to say here? For shopping with Embroidery Aid. I will share the tools needed for your machine embroidery journey or business, if I spell it right, business. So that should work. Again, we can tweak some of those things, but just for the purpose of that, I think that looks fine. That should be good. So we're going to just save that. I'll give them one more. Let me know if there's something specific that you're looking for. So that way, if they don't see a supply and they do need it, they can let me know, and that will be a cue to me. So updates definitely bring more buyers to your shop. So that it's good to, continually update your buyers, because it will put, when it was last updated, gives you some ideas of how to update there where you can learn more. So, all right, what's up next? So you can add a video. Maybe that's something that I can create. It shows you right here. We've been on Etsy since 2021. 5 photos and adding a video are great. Video is something I can probably just make where I can introduce Embroidery Aid, and then the 5 photos with captions. That's great. This is where I would put more, not your product photos. That's really isn't a place for this. This is a place for people to learn who you are and maybe show your workspace or just your workroom, your family. This is where you put your dog. You can add a story headline. You can tell shoppers a little bit more about your business. I would definitely do this. Here's where you can add and I love that Etsy does this, where else you can be found around the World Wide Web. So for me, for Embroidery Aid, I already have a Facebook page, so we'll add that. So let's try this again. All right, for my Instagram account, I'm going to do https www.instagram.com/embroideryaid. Since I already have that site, I'm going to click save.
Ah, there. Now it's saved. Perfect. I see it. All right, so let's add the other two. We're going to add Facebook, so that's good again. I'll just start the same way and do our www.facebook.com/embroideryaid. And then, of course, make sure that we do click save. Done. All right, the last one, I'm going to add my website, and we'll just do the same thing here and just do embroideryaid.com and save that. I really do. I love that Etsy lets you, show your sellers where else you're at. So that's really cool that they include that in your shop. Shop members, it's just me, but if you did have others that were working with you, you could add their picture and some fun facts about them. Shop policies. Now, policies are very important. I'm just going to click here, switch to the simple shop policies, and I'll just make sure I will review and customize them to make sure that they do work for me, but I don't need to make them too fancy. Processing time, shipping times, these are really important. So we want to work on this part of our, shop now. How long is it going to take to get things out? How long, optional shipping times, payment options, returns and exchanges, cancellations. I'm going to say that I don't really accept exchanges, I guess. Returns, since these are supplies, returns are, certainly something I could do. And I do my customized items, then no, returns wouldn't be part of that. But for supplies, that's probably fair. I'm going to say they need to get back with me in 7 days, like 5 actually. That's a work week, right? And then ship the items back within, I don't know, we'll give them 2 weeks. Shipping to Europe, that's a question mark. Cancellations, am I going to allow cancellations? So, I mean, people are going to do those every once in a while, but I don't know if I'll type that in. The following items can't be returned. So maybe the items on sale. I don't know if they're on sale, I'm probably trying to get rid of them. These aren't custom products, but if they do a custom order, then maybe that should be. But perishable, digital downloads, intimate items, those are not part of my supplies. Conditions for returns right there. Buyers are responsible. Needs to be returned in the original condition. So that's perfect. I like that. Privacy policy. I don't really have a privacy policy with my other page. I don't know if that's something I need to work on, but for now, since that's optional, I'm not going to add that. So we're going to just click on publishing our shop policies, and that's saying that we're complying to that by clicking on it. So that's good. So perfect. We have those right there. You can see where it says last updated on October 8th. It's got the processing time, the payment options, the returns and exchanges. You can see how those are all very specific to what we just chose. So I think that's good when you see policies have a date, that's not been like years and years ago, and you can edit it as things change. But you can see everything that we have right here are things that we just personally selected. And all of these things, if you get a month in, a week in, a day in, a year in, and realize that you might want to revisit some of these things, and you will based on, how things happen. You might want to, come back and say, well, actually, cancellations are fine, or maybe I don't want returns. Maybe I want these to be non-returnable. So you'll figure that, as time progresses, how you might want to edit these. But for now, I think that's a good way to just kind of start specifically for the supplies. So right here is where you can edit it next time if you need to. But I think that looks good so far. These are all the things that we hand selected, during that process. Frequently asked questions, you can certainly add that section. And again, you'll figure out over time if that's needed. Like, are you constantly getting the same exact question over and 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 over? If so, put that in your frequently asked questions area. I will tell you, people don't read these areas very much, but maybe it can be something that you can hold them to if they say, well, I didn't know that. Like, well, it's in the frequently asked questions, although that's not the best thing to say for customer service sakes, but it is an option to put some certain things in there that might help you in the long run, not have to answer so many questions. Seller details, selling to Europe. We're not really doing that. So let's view our shop. Let's click on it. All right, so there we have our logo, we have our name with our tagline, where we're located, our personalized picture. It's looking good, you guys. We've got our announcement that was last updated. We've got our one little old listing here. All right, and here's our places of where they can find us, the sales. So let's click on them and see if they actually work. Instagram, let's see if it opens up to Embroidery Aid. Yep, there we go. That is Embroidery Aid's Instagram. Let's try Facebook's link and just make sure it works. It really wants me to connect to something here. Perfect. That's Embroidery Aid. I'm seeing it from my version. Then shop in the website. Let's see if my Embroidery Aid website pops up. Let's see. It's taking it a bit. There we go. Perfect. So that is the Embroidery Aid website. So we know all those links work. That's perfect. Here's all our shop policies, shipping times, payment options, returns and exchanges, all the things that we just worked on. That's awesome. All right, let's go back into Edit Shop because there's one area we've not hit on here, the banner. This is where you can showcase your brand and your listings. So we're going to create something for this. Looks like there's a couple options that I don't remember seeing before. There's a big banner, and then there's a mini banner, or there's a no banner. And then the ones that are available for upgrade, that's going to be if you have Etsy Prime, Etsy Plus, I'm sorry. And that can be something I really do suggest that, but for the sake of today, for this new shop, we're just going to go with the big banner option. And it shows you right here that the image needs to be 1200 by 300 pixels. And I'm going to write that down because we're going to need that to make this banner. And we're going to use canva.com to make it with those specifications. So the mini banner, if you look at, it's 1200 by, it's about half the size or height, I should say. It's the same width, but this one kind of adds a visual pop while keeping focus on your listings, and the other one fills the top with one big image. So I think we'll stick with that because that's what I have in my other shop, and maybe it's something I need to revisit. Maybe a mini banner would be a good option. But for adding a picture, we're going to do the big banner. All right, and then again, the other ones are the upgraded. So we're going to add an image, and what we need to first do is go to canva.com, you guys. I love all things Canva. It's just the greatest thing. So this is pretty cool. We can click on create a design. And if you look down here, let me move this box out of the way here. If you look down here, you can actually customize your size. So I could write in my 1200 by 300 pixels here and have the exact height of what they're looking for. Well, it's also cool if you type in what you want to create, say Etsy, and up right there, Etsy shop cover, and you can see 1200 by 300 is already preloaded. And then the shop icon, which I could go back and probably redo my icon a little bit better, right here in Canva. So that's cool. But the Etsy shop cover is what we're working on today. That's the actual size of the banner. So, you know, we can click on that, or like I said, you can click on the custom size. And it's really cool though. I mean, you can go and type in Instagram and it will give you the exact sizes for your Instagram posts. That's why Canva is such an amazing tool to use for all of your visual needs. I mean, really, guys, I have the free version. Let's show like Facebook. It has, you know, the sizes needed for an ad or a cover or event cover. It's just really cool. So the customized size, again, we can just type in, since we saved those numbers, 1200 by 300. And you can see when I type that in right here, right there on the bottom, it shows you, oh, are you trying to do an Etsy shop cover? Well, yes, we are. So we click on that, and then there's some options over here on the side that we can use. If you see the little crown on the side there, those are ones that are actually, those right there are the ones that if you are a member of Canva, if you have a subscription, and that's considered the pro version. And I don't actually have that and not really felt like I needed it. I did have it at one time, but right now I don't use it, and I feel like I have pretty much everything. Now, again, it would give you some more options. If you feel like creatively you're not getting what you need, then it is, I mean, it's still worth the money. It's not a lot. So let's see what the options are that are actually free. So, you know, there's some that we could work on here for sure. I mean, we're going to want to detail it for our specific, you know, anyway. So we're going to remove most of what we see there. That one, oops, that one's got the crown on it. Let's see. How about, let's see. That one's cute. Oh, nope, that's pro. All right, let's go with, so there's so many options. And honestly, we can come back. Let's pick this one for now. All right, so I'm not going to use the words or anything on here. I'm really just using it. I'm going to take some of these things off. This is where I feel like we can put our logo. I already have my logo in here for making some other banners and whatnot. So let me see. Let's see if I can figure out where it is. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. All right. So this is that same vector file. So hopefully the colors will, I don't see the other one. So I think we'll just try it. Hopefully the colors will work. So I'm just going to drag it over to this section. I can't figure out how to move it. Let's see. Let's see. Moving it, moving it, moving it, moving it. All right. Why can't I drag this thing? Let's move some of these other things out of it. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put this over here in the corner, and you can see what I love about Canva is it will show you like if it's centered. You'll see the lines that will pop up, these little purple lines. So once I get it to the size that I want, and I want it to kind of take up that space, see those purple lines? How perfect is that? So like if I move it up and down, it's showing me that is centered, you know, top to bottom. And then if I move it over a little bit more, then that's going to show you that it's centered top and bottom and left and right. Awesome. So that's exactly where we want it. That's perfect. I love that it gives you those tools. So I don't need some of these elements. So I'm going to take these things off completely and then just try to find a picture that kind of best describes embroidery aid that I already have. So this thread would be kind of cool. If you pull it all the way onto it, it will take up the entire space, or you can put multiple pictures. See, oh, see there, it kind of grabbed it. It's kind of cool, but not really detailing it. You can't really see what that is. So we'll take that away. Here's a picture that we could use. We could just kind of fill the space with that, but let's see, I'm trying to fill the space, or actually it might be too close if we do that. Let's see here. Is there another picture that might work good? I mean, I do like the idea that that does have my embroidery machine in it. That's got the supplies in it. So it's probably a good one. This would be another kind of cute one that shows the embroidery aid boxes that I've sent out. I don't know. I think we'll take that one off for now, although I do like the picture itself. I think this other one just kind of showcases a little bit better. And again, we can change this later. So let me try to make this where you can see the things that are important. So I'm in there, embroidery machine's in there, the supplies are in there. I don't need some of that extra space on the side. That's just kind of a blank wall. So we'll narrow that in a little bit. And then we can try to get this to where it is centered in that section. I think that looks good. I like the fact that it has the different things that really embroidery aid's all about. So let me get it centered and let's see. Perfect. That looks good. So now I'm going to change this color because red ain't my color, right? So I'm going to click on the top here, select my brand color that I already have saved in Canva, and you can see it's the exact color. I mean, I've got the color listed over here on my bulletin board. It's FC5CA4. Let me move this over a little bit more. But I think that's perfect. That's exactly what I, want it to look like for now. And again, I can come back and change this, but for day one, I think this will be good. So, might change it up in a week or so, but for now, I'm just showing you the process. So I'm going to save this and make sure that I save it to a place that I can find it. We're doing right now. Perfect. So we'll be able to find that when we go back. So we're going to go back to, not to all those things. We're going to go back to where we were on, there we go, Etsy. And we're going to add this image. So now I just need to find it. We're going to go back down to that folder that I put it in. We put it in open Etsy folder, and we should see it pop up. Perfect. So we're going to open that, and boom, now it's added. I think that looks good. I mean, for now, that's perfect. I don't even think that picture is completely centered, but that's okay. We can change those things at any point. We can come back and edit that. We're going to save it for now, and let's view our shop. Let's see what it looks like. Da, 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 da. So there's the top. I love it. The banner is kind of big, but for now, I think that's a good start with the logo. You're seeing the name, you're seeing the logo, you're seeing a picture of me. I think it looks good. So again, it's got our tagline, it's got our location, it's showing embroidery machine and supplies, it's showing, the picture that people can see that they can contact me with. the other logo, the name, the tagline, location, the announcement, the one little old listing. We're going to work on that. It's got our links that we already made sure are working, the shop policies, the shipping, the payment options, the returns and exchanges. All of this we've personalized specifically for our new shop. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's see what the listing looks like. Look at that little pink. I love it. So there's the one little picture. Of course, we need more of those. Oh, I like this. It actually says yards. That's what I was hoping. So I like that a little bit better. So they could select on 1 yard, half a yard, or a fourth of a yard. It says there's only one available, and I need to change that in the inventory, but everything's there. It says local seller, light pink fabric by the yard. It says $2 plus because each variation is going to be different when it comes to purchasing that. I think this looks great. Cut to size. It's showing that I offer that. It's showing the shipping and return policies, when it would be estimated to arrive if they purchased it today. It does give a lot of detail when it comes to that. We've got the description and all of that. This is the first listing, so that's really cool. Okay, so when we come back, this all looks amazing, and in all reality, we have completely started from scratch a new shop.
Okay, that wasn't so hard, was it? Honestly, it's a really quick process. Now, there's a lot more things that I need to work on, right? Of course, uploading all of my listings, making sure that I've got the product photos, making sure that I have good titles, good keywords, good tags. So from here, I need to continue this forward momentum and just keep working. But you guys, I hope this showed you that it's not that difficult to start. And honestly, like I already said before, the first step to opening up your Etsy shop is what we just did today. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have questions, put them in the comments, and don't forget to let me know the name of your Etsy shop so I can come check you out. Hope you'll have a great day. Happy stitching.